All right. Well, let's go ahead and move into well, heck, let's just make this an opinion segment.
Sir, if I may venture an opinion.
I'm not really interested in your opinion, 3PO.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
All right. So yeah. So let's talk about the Heisman. Matt, let's talk about the Heisman. Heisman Trophy finalists have been announced, and they are as follows: Stetson Bennett, quarterback, Georgia Bulldogs; Max Duggan, quarterback for the TCU Horned Frogs; C.J. Stroud, quarterback for Ohio State Buckeyes; and Caleb Williams, quarterback for the USC Trojans. All quarterbacks.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
I don't know that I have
can't remember
either.
a year where it's been all QBs.
Yeah,
it's usually had a running back. It should have had a running back this year. Usually there's a running back or a wide receiver sprinkled in there, but all four QBs.
Yeah. So what are you guys' thoughts on the candidates? Who do you think's gonna win? What you got?
Go for it, Matt. Take a breath.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to remain calm.
Yeah.
But first off, this is the biggest pile of
I agree. Let it out.
Oh.
Okay, so now that I've censored myself.
For those of you who are just listening, Matt just went on a little. He just had a moment there.
I did. I had a moment.
Yeah.
Let's pull this apart. Okay, let's go through all four of these because from my perspective, and again, this is a flawed. I don't want to say ignorant, but not as well versed as some. Like this is from just a perspective of someone who really, really likes Tennessee football. So yeah, it's a little skewed, but give me a second. All right, Caleb Williams, quarterback, USC Trojans. I'm okay with that pick. That's probably the favorite for win this thing. And to be honest, looking at the other three candidates, that's probably who deserves it the most. CJ Stroud, don't feel like he should be there. It should be the running back from Michigan. But if you want to include CJ, that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Max Duggan, sure. Kid showed a lot of moxie. He put up some good numbers over the course of the season. I don't have an issue with it at all. Stetson Bennett doesn't deserve to be there at all, ad nauseum, full stop. That's it. He doesn't. He's not even the best friggin' guy on his team. And you're going to tell me that friggin' Hendon Hooker, given all the crap he did through the season, shouldn't be at least invited to New York? That is garbage. The Heisman is garbage. That's the reason why it's called the friggin' Heisman. It's stupid. They need to get rid of it. And the Brooklyn or Queens Athletic Commission or whoever those people are and whoever voted for this thing, they all need to be run out on a rail. There, I'm done. Oh.
That was so fun.
Jessi, your thoughts?
That's the incredibly censored version of what I'm thinking. Just so we're clear on that.
Oh, I know.
Listen. Oh, hold on. Before we go to Jessi, I do want to point this out. I don't have any issues personally with Stetson Bennett. I think his story is great. I think he's a hell of a football player. I think he's probably a really good quarterback. But we talked about it last week. He is a great game manager. He put up some good points because he's surrounded by five-star talent. The kid's a walk-on. I don't think he's going to have a very long, if any, NFL career. Again, I don't understand. He didn't even make the All-SEC team. Not first string nor second string. You're going to sit here and tell me that the guy that won SEC Offensive Player of the Year, the guy that's All-SEC quarterback number one, the guy that put up all sorts of friggin' numbers to one of the best wide receivers on the planet this year, and he's not getting an invite to New York, that's bullcrap. Okay, now I'm done. Go ahead, Jessi.
And
Bryce Young should be there, by God.
I would agree. The Heisman has become stupid.
Mm-hmm.
The Heisman has become what it is not, right? It's like Matt said, the Heisman, why it is named as such, the point of it, or so they say, is it should be the guy on the team who the team doesn't function the same without. That is who it should be. Okay?
Yep.
I'm just saying, as I said a few minutes ago, and yeah, I'm a Bammer, whatever. Our team, as we saw, doesn't function without Bryce Young. he has a Heisman, I'll let it go. And everyone's going to say, well, he didn't put up the same numbers that he did last year when he won the Heisman. Still, I would argue that this year, even more so, because he didn't have all of those wide receivers that we had last year. But I digress. Bryce isn't there. I'm honestly not that upset about it. What upsets me is that it's all quarterbacks. How boring could we get? My goodness, that's boring. I get it that it's hard for them somehow to throw in a defensive player, even though they absolutely should. But
they did 97. They did 97. They did 97.
Sorry.
Breathe, Matt.
There's got to be a wide receiver, a running back, hell, a tight end that we could have put there, but we couldn't come up with anybody? That's silly. Okay. And again, I know, and this is not the I Hate Stetson Bennett podcast or segment. It's not. I don't have a problem with him.
No.
I don't care. I don't think about him very much, to be honest. He reminds me a lot of AJ McCarron. I've said it before. He really does. AJ McCarron was great for us. We won national championships. I'm not upset about it. Fine. But I agree with Matt in that he is surrounded by 5-star athletes that are incredible. Anybody that can just kind of make a short little pass to Brock Bowers, I can do that. I can't. I really can't. I can't see over the
Jessi said what I was thinking, but didn't want to say because I didn't want to trigger every Georgia fan I know.
I can't do it. So before you guys comment, I'm too short. It's fine. I'm too little. But I feel like maybe a backup could.
That's because Stetson should be a backup.
TCU, like, okay, I like his moxie. He's gritty. That's fine. I don't know. CJ Stroud. Caleb Williams is going to win it. It's fine. I'm not going to watch the Heisman. I'll tell you that right now. I'm bored. I'll get the tweet or the ESPN update. It'll tell me who won. I'll go to bed because it doesn't matter.
Listen, there are two names. There are two names that aren't on that short list. It's Blake Corum from Michigan. It's Hendon Hooker from Tennessee. Those two guys were pivotal. I don't understand how in the absolute blue hell Blake Corum didn't get an invite. That cat put up all sorts of numbers with the number 2 team in the nation, and he didn't get an invite. Something's not right. I don't know. And, you know, there's a lot of back and forth, and I know that a lot of Tennessee fans in particular are real quick to call out bias when it comes to the Heisman, but you have to admit there's some shady stuff going on there.
Audit the Heisman.
There's got to be some sort of agenda somewhere. I don't know if they're trying to get like markets to watch, to like tune into this thing or something, but the Heisman's not what it should be.
Maybe they're trying to cast for Heisman House commercials.
Good God.
Maybe.
Because we need more of those.
All right, Wesco. I know we've been like...
Me and Jessi are sitting here crapping all over Stetson Bennett. Wes is just having to bite his tongue.
No, I was indifferent to the Heisman before, and I'm not going to change that now just because Stetson's in it. I didn't love it, nor did I hate it before. It was just sort of, one of those awards where I watch it and okay, cool. But I have to say, I actually love everything that you guys have been saying about Stetson, because that type of stuff is exactly what has fueled him into becoming what he is any kind of doubt, any kind of, why is he here? Who is this guy? He should be a backup. All of that is perfect for what has molded his career at Georgia. So no, I don't necessarily have a problem with all that stuff either. Now I don't agree with he's just a plug and play. I can tell you unequivocally that last year we don't win with JT Daniels, and everybody was like, why is JT Daniels not playing? Why is this? I can tell you 100% why. It's because Stetson is a mobile quarterback and JT was not. It was the fact that Stetson could do both.
He's kind of mobile. He's good at like moving between schools.
He's mobile in a different sense. 100% on that.
Sorry, I had to do it.
Yes, different mobility there. But yeah, and we don't win the national championship game with someone else. Stetson had that weird fumble, which I argue wasn't even really a fumble, but after that play, he just took over and led us right down the field through that tough pass and catch to AD Mitchell and that put us back in the lead, and just never really looked back from there. To me, that was a huge moment for him. And granted, that was last year. Now, this year, I know that he's got the yards, which Stetson Bennett has led the SEC in yards almost all season, with the exception of Will Rogers. Will Rogers has been at the top, which you expect in that kind of offense. I know he doesn't have the touchdowns other quarterbacks have. He's got 20, and the other ones have quite a few more. But I think if you want to base this on performances in big games, only one of these quarterbacks won their conference championship. Now, I know that some of them didn't play in their conference championship, CJ Stroud being that one. We also watched Max Duggan put his body on the line in theirs, but in the end, they still lost. Meanwhile, Bennett had an excellent performance in their game. I'm not saying he deserves it, and I don't think that he will, because it's a popularity contest, and most of the other guys on here are much more flashy. Media's been
I don't
talking.
even know what contest it is, to be honest.
Yeah, good luck trying to
I
figure out
don't
what the
know.
Heisman is anymore, because I don't have a friggin' clue.
Yeah, but I think he's got he at least has an argument. I know some dog fans are superstitious about it being bad luck for the playoffs, but there have been plenty in recent memory who've won both the Heisman and the national championship, including SEC players Mark Ingram in 2009, Cam Newton in 2010, Derrick Henry in 2015, and of course Joe Burrow in 2019. Now,
Bryce Young, Devontae Smith.
yeah.
Bryce
Well,
Young, then Devontae. We didn't win it with Devontae, but yeah.
Well, the same who've won both in the same year.
Yeah,
Like-
this one. Oh, we didn't win it last year. Oh God.
Right. Yeah. So
Going through withdrawals, Jesse. It's been 2 years since we
Been
won a
2
natty.
years.
I
It's just
don't know
like-
what to do.
I'm living in another age.
the life of a Bama fan when we didn't win a championship last year. Wait, it's just it's an every year thing, right? Anyway. All right. Now, to those who say you switch Stetson Bennett with Hendon Hooker, that Georgia's offense would be fine while Tennessee's would suffer, I think you're simply insulting the volunteer receivers. Okay, the wealth of talent in that receiving core is immense. You want to talk about, well, Stetson's just been dumping it off to these 5 stars. Well, Tennessee's receivers are amazing. You don't believe me? Watch any game this year, except for South Carolina. Anyway, so if you think that the offense wouldn't change, I don't. If anything, I don't think the offense would change that much. To be honest with you, many games this year, Georgia game plan has been to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage. In the Tech game, Bennett only threw the ball 19 times. So I mean, that just wasn't in the game plan. Meanwhile, Tennessee's MO is to throw it all over the field like crazy. I get it. If I was a Tennessee fan, I would want Hendon Hooker to be there. I get it. But some of these defenses are just kind of silly and even kind of demeaning to their own team. That's just my opinion.
Another position.
Yeah.
I don't care what position it is.
Yeah.
I don't care what quarterback you take out of this. Not at all. Put something else.
Right.
Anything.
Now, that said, I don't think Stetson wins. I think the favorite is Caleb Williams, and I think he'll probably get it.
And that'll
So-
be what USC's like 9th Heisman.
Yeah.
Tell me it's not political.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
want
did.
a deep dive investigative podcast. I want a millennial woman to go and do a podcast on the Heisman and figure out what is amok. 'Cause
Have like
something's amok.
mysterious music playing in the background, like
Mhm.
on today's episode
find
of
it.
Heistman.
Like
Heisman.
Exactly.
I'm not saying I'm going to do the podcast. I'm just saying some millennial woman should.
Right.
if you find a way to turn it into a murder mystery, I guarantee it's in the top 5 before
It's
the end.
probably there's
100%.
probably one there
A murder in the Heisman.
Probably. somewhere.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of people that want to commit murder right now.
Just saying. Wait, did the Juice? Did he have a Heisman?
OJ? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, then there is murder.
He finished second in 74, and then I think he won at 75.
I'll tell you, that's
Murder. There you go.
73.
that's one I wouldn't want in the Heisman house. That's just all I'm saying right there. That could be
Yeah,
bad.
no.
And nah, he's fine now. He got it all out of his system.
Yeah.
Did he? Did he?
Well, because he committed some more crimes. Not
Yeah, I
murder.
was gonna say
but
that's been pretty recent
he
too.
just got out of prison.
Oh, wow, I was way off. O.J. Simpson won in 1968. I
Yeah.
thought he won that thing in the 70s.
Well, close enough. It's 68. That wasn't that far.
Whatever. He's still on the Heisman Trophy website.
Yeah.
That's
He
that's
is, and he's
interesting.
technically still in the Pro Football
Wait,
Hall of Fame.
they didn't.
Very hard to count.
They didn't have him give it back.
I mean, he might have given it back, but he's
It's
still
very
in.
hard to, at least I know from working with the Pro Football Hall of Fame, they have said that they won't take him out, but when it comes to Hall of Fame events, they can't tell him not to come, but it's known he should not come.
Interesting.
And he doesn't.
A fun little thing here, kids. If you go to the Heisman website, which screw the Heisman, it's a useless hunk of metal. For every one of their Heisman winners, they have a breakdown of the voting. So, like, I'm looking at O.J. Simpson's voting. He got 855 first place votes. The next guy got 49. So he was obviously a runaway with that one. And
I
then
really want to get a Heisman vote.
they break it down by
Runaway.
region. They look at the statistics. So that's interesting. They got pictures of him. This is a cool website. It's a real shame they're associated with a garbage organization.
The commercial.
It's Discovery Time with Matt.
By the way, I am tweeting at the Heisman people every friggin' day.
I know
until they block me. I'm blowing that crap up. I don't care what they say.
You filled my feed every day.
I retweeted
what is this?
So many salty Tennessee fans on Sunday.
Yeah.
So many. Myself included.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any more to say about the Heisman?
Yeah, it's a piece of crap.
Not that anything that we haven't said or is relevant.
And I'm going to continue to say it. It hasn't mattered since 1952.
I hear you.